Hello, everybody. Hello, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, everybody who is here on my page. And today, I just wanna, I have a message for you guys. But first of all, I really want to thank you for your support, for being here, for following my page, commenting, sharing. Some of you are my VIP club members. Some of you guys I know personally, but I just felt like I think we have 500 plus followers and maybe 600 overall on this page. So I just want to say thank you guys for being active, for your support, for sharing, for sharing my page, for sharing the message. It's always, it means a lot to me, and it goes a long way. So I appreciate that very much. And as you guys know, the YouTube channel is also growing. One of the most rewarding things for me is when you share my videos, or you share my posts, or any other kind of media that I use, so somebody else can hear it. And I know there is not so much information yet about relationships with Ukrainian ladies or Russian Slavic. There are a lot of practical videos, but not so much relationship advice or insight. So I'm very happy to be providing this for you guys. And most of all, I want to just say that I'm very grateful, and please know that I do appreciate every single one of you. Sometimes I'm not able to answer the message or answer every comment, but I see all of them, and they always make my day. Don't think that anything goes unnoticed. It just as you know, guys, we have to stay focused. I have to stay providing the content for you guys, and I do always feel your support, and I always appreciate it. So I hope that everybody have the wonderful day. Today is Tuesday, just a regular weekday for many people, but when you're learning something new every day really has more color to it, and more how to say this, it has more meaning when you learn something new. And today, guys, I would like to share with you the message that I kind of inspired by the book that we are reading in a book club that I belong. Some of you guys know I belong to an early morning 5 a.m. book club where we discuss books and ideas and see how we can implement them in our lives. And the book we are reading right now called 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins. She's many things. She's a coach, motivational speaker, and many other things, and she's an author of the book. And a particular topic was courage. For me, it was a great reminder and an insight about courage. And I thought about all of you guys that follow me, all my favorite followers. I mean, I have mostly men, but I have some ladies too. So I thought of everybody who is out there, looking for insights. And we all sometimes look at courage like it's something so huge. It has to be nothing less, that a revolution, or new movement, or I don't know, be a public speaker and talk in front of the thousands of people audience, I don't know, having some writing a book, as I said, speaking on public, maybe like going into war, like that you have to be basically a legend, then you're courageous. Hello, Cedric, nice to see you. I'm talking about courage. You're right on time. So we all think that like courage is this big huge thing, and I don't know, so you have to be this like big leader, and then you're courageous. That's what courage is. But this book really tells you that even those big events started from very small, tiny things, when the person just didn't let themselves and didn't talk out themselves out. very many historical events had happened when people, those leaders, had not even planned them, but they happened because they didn't let themselves go to overthinking and not doing it. You know, we're talking about book writers, civil rights leaders, civil rights movement leaders, you know, book writers, play writers, anything that takes all this drive. Even those big things that we know now, they started from just one day when the person said, I'm gonna stand for myself today. I'm not gonna let this unfairness happening to me. Or somebody maybe was writing a book and actually decide to actually write it and publish it. And we are living in this amazing time where, you know, you can self-publish on Amazon, you can make videos on YouTube, right? So you can do those things if you have a courage and you don't let yourself think about it. You know, if you, when you jumping in, and of course, guys, my channel is about relationships, and it takes courage to go and ask a person, to maybe ask their name or have a small talk, and it can be very scary and daunting when we just afraid, you know, we're afraid to be judged, we're afraid the other person wouldn't be interested. We create a whole dialogue in our head instead of just going with the butterflies in our stomach, but just going and doing it. So this book, 5-second rule, just teaches you to not give yourself time to think. I'm just kind of giving you the summary or the idea behind the chapters right now that we've been discussing. That the point in this book is to not let yourself think and actually do what you want to do. Because most likely, the more you think about it, most likely you're not going to take that step. And since, again, the channel is mostly about relationships, you know, there are so many times talking with the guys and, you know, with men that I have sessions with, and private sessions and Zoom calls, you know, usually you do regret things you hadn't done. And some things you're going to regret forever if you didn't take a chance. So take the chance. Take the chance. You know, you can think what, you know, you can think later. Sometimes you have to just do something that instinct tells you. This book have a lot of examples of guys, especially it was that particular guy that was celebrating something in the bar, and he just went through a divorce a couple months ago, and he saw somebody there that he absolutely liked, and he had an instinct to go and introduce himself, but instead he started to have chatter in his head that, oh, you know, she's too pretty, I have 2 kids, would she be interested? No, I'm not good enough. Maybe it's too early to do this. And so, you know, going back and forth. And the main point of this, I like the most, that it's not about the result. It's not about whether you're gonna get, you know, get that answer, phone number, attention, or whatever you wanted, or a deal or connection with a person, but it's about doing it, becoming that person that instead of thinking, regretting, not taking action, but becoming that person that's actually doing it, you know. And I really think that that is the key, because, you know, we would have 1, 2, 3 rejections, and then we are like, oh, I guess it doesn't work out for us, you know, it's not our thing. It's like when a small kid is learning how to walk, when he's like approximately a year old, you know, more or less, he doesn't say, oh my gosh, you know, I fell 3 times, I guess I'm gonna crawl for life. You know, I'm gonna crawl for the rest of my life because, you know, walking isn't my thing. So this, you know, this author really encourages courage, you know. And another favorite point that was for me, and I want to share with you guys, is that the act of courage, it's actually tiny little acts that we do every day, and we don't even realize the importance. We don't realize that we're actually doing them, and we don't realize how much they are connected with the big things in our life. You know, that it is courage sometimes to get out of bed. You know, when you are depressed, maybe you're heartbroken, maybe you lost your job, something happened, and you actually getting out of bed on time. You get out of bed early, you take a shower, you get dressed, even if you lost a job, or, you know, the person you love told you no, or left you, and, you know, you don't feel like doing these things, but you're doing them. This is courage, because you act your best even when things are totally out of control. So I'm saying this because I think sometimes we need to praise ourselves not in some weird narcissistic sort of way, but acknowledge those things and keep doing them. Because, you know, when we don't do something for one day, you know, we slept in one day, you know, we were late another day, then something else had happened, you know, but then when it's a month, you know how the depressed person looks when it's been a month and they were out of job. Like when my son was little, when he was just a newborn, I could always tell, I could always spot a new mom, because she would be a mess. Like her hair is a mess, she dressed like she just, you know, walked out of the gym, you know, she's not, she doesn't have it together. Or I can see a person who doesn't have a job, because they just stop taking care of themselves. And what I really like is the idea of, if we have a goal, whether it's you know, career, personal, relationship, we have to put that goal on a paper, and then every little act that we are doing over time gonna make a difference. You know, act of courage, you know, sometimes getting yourself out there when you know it's time for you to move on and meet new people, you know, and you just think, it takes courage to do that. It takes courage to be social again. It takes courage. Stop saying, oh, you know, there is just no good, you know, no more good people left, or at my age, or who needs me with 3 kids. You know, we rather tell ourselves lame excuses than go and do something. But when you have goals and when you want to change your life, it's amazing how this little tiny acts can totally and absolutely change it forever. Or, you know, maybe we want, you know, it was also example with alcohol, you know, how being courageous and stop drinking and replace it with some other activities before you screw life completely. So everybody has a different thing, but because we are here for relationships, I just want to say, guys, it's courageous to travel. It's courageous to meet other people. It is courageous to just be social, you know, and kind of like don't let the power of bad experiences get on your way. I think that is really, really important, because I get a lot of questions from the guys saying, well, you know, this experience was bad, that experience was bad, like, what do I do now? And I think that we always have to keep doing what we are doing. We can always improve, you know, we can always step up our game, but giving up on things just because something did not work out is a very, you know, it's a path on a stairs that goes down. Yeah, I agree, Gary. Gary is saying that it's getting back up strengthens us when you get knocked down in life. Yeah, I don't think that we were meant to always be up in life. I don't think so. I think that the whole point that it's not learning how to not to fall, but how to get up. I totally agree with what Gary's saying. So, but sometimes we don't think that go out there, be social, start working out, like, improve yourself. That this is, we don't think that this is important. We don't think that this is, well, just the time isn't right, and, whatever. It's like, there is no good women or no good men. Why would you do that? Oh, you're gonna marry another Ukrainian? Hadn't you already married one? Well, you would never hear like, oh, you getting married to another American? Haven't you been married to one? There is always something, and there are always people that hadn't done it, that gave up. Either that's working out, quitting drinking, losing weight, being in a great relationship. There are always people that gave up, and they are the ones that will try also to take your courage away from you. You will never hear this advice from the person that's doing it. You will never hear that. Hello, Daniel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I could not to help. I could not help it today to share. And guys, I actually want to recommend every one of you to read or maybe to listen on Audible the book called 5 Second Rule by Mel Robbins. It's a powerful book. It will kick your mind. You know what I mean? It really shows you that so much so much things that we are missing on in life, and they're just right there. And as I said today, I'm saying you guys thank you for 500 plus milestone on the page, and of course the YouTube channel is growing. I think it's almost I don't even remember. I think it's it doesn't matter. It's growing. So it's when I started when I've started my YouTube channel, I just want to share with you guys. I feel comfortable now sharing like my personal things. I was full of doubt. I thought nobody needs my opinion. I'm not a specialist, on this, and what do I know? And list goes on. And I was thinking, people gonna put rude comments. They will find something wrong with me. I know about that. I'm not perfect. They will concentrate like on my downsides, and just in general, I just want to tell you guys, I was extremely uncomfortable even talking to a camera. I was thinking, why in the world a human being would talk to a device? And who needs that anyway? There are millions of people online who are much better than me in all the ways, and they already got their audience. And now, I would say almost 2 years later, I'm getting such a wonderful, heartfelt feedback from my followers, and it's just, I still to this day sometimes feels a doubt. I'm feeling, why am I doing this? I have my other business, and do people really need this? But there was always something inside that drove me to do it, despite I've kind of agreed with myself, and being in a book club also helped me that I should not expect perfection. I'm gonna mess up things. I'm gonna not always look, the perfect. I'm gonna have an accent. I'm gonna have, God knows what it is. I might have bad lighting. But I realize there is something more important, is to see if maybe there is somebody that needs that message. So, and I just want to tell you guys what it is in your life that you feel like doing, you feel like it's your purpose, or maybe there is a person that you really like and you really admire, but you're not telling them about it because you think that they will judge you, that they will not take it right, and you're afraid that it's just a bad idea. So the 5 second rule teaches you to just count down 54321 and send the email, make a phone call, tell the person that you really like, tell them that, you know. In the book she is saying that about one man who was really inspired by a woman. She really made his day, and he was regretting it. He said, I'm gonna regret this forever because this lady, she inspired me, you know, she really made my day, and I didn't even tell her about it. You know, we often get crippled by this fear, especially if we let ourselves thinking about it. You know, we just get crippled. We just, it's like, God knows where it's coming from. I guess it's coming from all kind of places, but I just want to encourage you guys to be who you are and take those acts of courage because I think when we do this, we becoming who we were meant to be. I really believe that we come into our power when we are taking those acts of courage, because we are courageous human. We are here to experience things. So yes, I want you guys to share with me maybe small or big acts of courage. And I feel like there is no small courage, because all the big consists from small. You know, if you went to the gym today and tomorrow and after tomorrow, and the days you were not feeling like, you know, after 1 month you're gonna feel better, after 3 months you're gonna feel much better, after 6 months or a year you're gonna feel like a totally different human. So it's all the consistency of it. So hey, I see some more people here. Yeah, good evening everybody. Good evening everybody. The comments come in a little bit delayed, but I'm so happy to see everyone. And I just want to say that all of us are capable of great things, and sometimes we should stop thinking and just do it. I definitely do not regret that I've started this channel and the Facebook page, but everything in me was reluctant to do it. Like I was not happy with when I start doing my videos. Actually, I start first, you know, talking about verse and things I've heard and things that were posted on my page, and even to this day I'm getting, you know, the hate and judgment and everything like that. But you just do it. You know, we have the saying in Russia and Ukraine, the ship is like the ship is sailing, like the ship is going on the water, the dog is barking. So let the dogs bark, but you going where you need to go. So, and of course my benefit, guys, is that I met so many amazing people, and I made wonderful new circle of friends. And we have the, you know, the VIP club where we talk about things into depth. We're getting to know people, and some people just very short connections. I'm just getting some messages where people saying, you know, thank you for this, thank you for that, and I'm like, I feel like I would take away from these wonderful people who follow me if I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. So it's absolutely insane how much when we stepping out of that fear, how much it really helps, how big difference it makes for everybody. And you know, and all people of greatness, you know, what if they would be scared to make great paintings and write great books? And they were scared, but they just did it anyway. So guys, I don't know what it is. I was just like, I feel that this book will practicing what I'm learning, practicing, not just the book, not just reading, you know, not just looking through pages, but I feel that it will improve my performance, and I will be able to give more, and that I will be able to offer more. Because sometimes, of course, I have, like, I want to offer something else, some other service or some other idea or some more topics, and I feel sometimes, man, maybe that's too much, maybe that's gonna be dumb. So I promise you that I'm gonna be practicing the the courage daily, and 5 seconds rule daily. And I want to say that I'm proud of all of you who are taking those steps. When you starting working on yourself, when you realize that maybe you can be in a better shape, maybe you can be better at your job, and you're doing steps, I want you to know that I'm very proud of you. Because I know the majority of people are following me for their relationships, advice and insight on different mentalities. But the truth is, every relationship starts with us, with what we are doing with ourselves. We can put emphasis on what we want her to be or what we want him to be, but the truth is, our partner gonna be just, if it's a real relationship, that's gonna be our mirror. So when you guys stepping out of your comfort zone and you start to learn and you start to gain that purpose, and you realize, okay, I can really step up my game. I can start working out, I can start learning about the culture, I can find alternative ways to make extra money because I want to travel. When you do all those things, you truly becoming a man you were meant to be. So, and this is really important. I talk with many men, and they so sometimes focused on the other person, that who they want to meet. And I really want to say, this is a great idea, but really, when you sometimes work on self-development, you work on yourself, you don't even have to worry who you're gonna meet and how you're gonna meet, because it's just gonna happen. You're gonna be noticed. And yeah, I just really believe we were brought here to be evolved, to be evolving, not to be the same and then go backwards. And I just want you guys to know that Ukrainian women, they like men being a man, they like men being a leader, they want to be proud of you. They might not expect you to look like a model, but I can tell you it's not true that Ukrainian women don't care how you look, don't care about your energy level, and don't care if you have a purpose in life. One of the most attractive things about the man is a man who has purpose in life. There's a man, when he has free time, he has a mission on this planet. And when he has a free time, how he uses that free time tells a lot. I'm not saying, some of you guys think that I'm against the socializing and alcohol, and in some ways I am not supporting like empty social events and alcohol and cigarettes like that. But whatever things you like to do, you probably can't do it as long as it's not something. If you're doing too much of that, you will find a partner who will do the same. So maybe it's okay for you. But the point is, the man that is on a mission, he has that inner strength that it is extremely attractive, and his life is always interesting. He does have courage. He creates something out of nothing. He creates adventure. He creates purpose for people in the family. And most of all, he doesn't afraid to ask. He, regardless of what things had happened in his life, he gets out there. He doesn't call and complain about all the women being bad or about no jobs. He improves himself and he goes there when he can see higher class people. He find a way to make extra income. He find a way to improve his body. He is here to get better every day. And this is the kind of man not just Ukrainian women want. Not just, I think it's something that we all should be striving. And I honestly apply the same or similar to women. I don't think that beauty or motherhood is the only thing that women should do. And I know many courageous women that did things that were important in their life. So I think in my next life we're gonna talk about courage in decisions. How courage to actually do what you really want to do, and you know, instincts. And I probably will put some examples on it, some real life examples. So, you know, sometimes there are decisions to say no, and sometimes there is decisions to say yes, and they're equally important. So guys, I do have to go right now. Actually, my decision right now, it's about, I don't know what time it is now. Is it about 8? It was very hot here. Today it's really strange. It's the first time I'm here for 9 years. We have like heat in Michigan. It's like we have a heat wave, but I'm gonna go running right now. Well, it's gonna be a combination of run, walk, and jog, but that's how I do it. So, do I feel like doing it? No. I really don't feel like doing it, but I already told my son that we are going. So, gotta go. And I wish you guys to overcome shyness just by feeling yourself the fear, but just going and doing, you know, talking to that person, getting yourself out there. It's courageous, and it's big. The small act of courage, they are truly big. And when we're doing them consistently, this is where our life changing. So I wish you guys the best. Thank you so much for supporting. Thank you for sharing the videos. I will see you next time. And feel free to share, you know, what acts of courage you're doing. You're scared, but you're still doing them, or they hurt, but you're still doing them. That will really help me to get to know you better. Thank you so very much, guys, and I will see you next time.